Yo, I don't know about you guys, but I am freaking tired, okay? I am tired all the time, okay? I wake up in the morning and I just feel like, yo, I'm really just missing out on like 3 hours of sleep right now. Every time that I'm going to do everything throughout the day, I'm always just fantasizing about my warm bed all the time, right? And beyond just being sleepy, it's generally a problem of feeling like there's just not enough time in the day. A phrase that I've always hated is, we got the same 24 hours, bro. We got the same 24 hours, bro. And literally, I hate it because it's true. It's like, how are people achieving these incredible feats in 24 hours? When I'm just struggling to get all my executive functions right. You know what I mean? Shower, brush my teeth, hit the gym. If I do all those in a day, I'm like, man, this was hyper successful. This is hyper successful, yo. And also too, I feel like there's always things that are constantly eating into my time as well. Like we live in like this era of technology, right? We live in a society of technology. It's not a very new take, right? But I feel like people really don't think about the fact that our life is being stolen from us in like little 10-second chunks. Okay, you're on YouTube and then a big old ad pops up in your face for some crappy mobile game with all of its loud noises and colors and things like that, and that's just penetrating your psyche. And that's some of your time. Or it's time that we're sitting there waiting for the ads to be over. And that's, again, like, because we live in such a screen dominated culture, it's like ads are getting shoved in front of us all the time. It's like we're just constantly wasting time. And beyond the ads, even what we're doing online is wasting time. Like, obviously, like, social media is a very good platform for business, kind of what I'm doing it for right now. But I think if you're not actively like making content for other people to enjoy, like, you should really be putting the social media at a minimum, right? Because all this does is just chew into your time, like 1 minute at a time, one scroll at a time. And the algorithm is so good at knowing what you're interested in. It's just like crack to your brain, dog. It's like crack to your brain. And ultimately, what it contributes to is us feeling emotionally exhausted, tired. I'm tired of looking at the same stuff. I'm tired of scrolling through the same videos. I'm tired of watching the same 10 YouTube channels. I'm tired of everything. I'm just tired of it. And, it's normal. It's normal to be burnt out. It's normal to be burnt out. I'm in a period of my life where I'm trying a lot of new things, and I'm trying to acquire a lot of like new skill sets, right? Pretty rapidly. But a large part of that involves a large exertion of effort, which is tiring. It's tiring, especially since I got a 9-to-5 job. I have like side hustles and things. I have clients that I'm beholden to, so like these are time sucks that I really am responsible for, right? And I was at my day job one day, and this was like years ago. Right? And I was thinking like, okay, so in order to have a healthy life where I'm enjoying the day, I need to have like 8 hours of sleep, right? 8 hours of sleep. Okay, cool. Then if I have a job, like I'm sitting at this day job right now, I'm here for 8 hours a day. So, okay, 8 plus 8, that's 16. That's 2/3 of the day. That's 2/3 of your day, dog. That's 2/3 of your day. You have 8 hours of freedom a day. Think about that. And let alone, let's just assume you're employed. Congratulations. Like, how much time do you spend getting to work? How much time do you spend getting back? How much time do you spend at lunch? How much time do you spend in traffic? 8 hours a day is kind of generous. 8 hours a day is kind of generous, dog. It's probably closer to like 4, right? It's probably like closer to like 4. And the thing is too, it's like there's always constant drama in our faces. There's always constant drama in our faces. It's very rare that we have like a resting moment, because You know, I'm scrolling on Instagram while I have a video playing in the background while music plays on my speaker. You know what I'm saying? With my pen in my pocket, right? So it's just like, at what point do we kind of relax? Like, is it ever? Is it ever? Like, I feel like I don't know. I don't know, you know? And everything is so demanding. You know, nothing wants you to take a break. Instagram doesn't want you to take a break. You know, your job doesn't want you to take a break. You know, everything you're doing just requires constant attention. I mean, I feel like cell phones were such a mistake because at least pagers had limits. At least pagers had limits, but this is like an unlimited communication device that's constantly on us, right? It's just making us tired. It's just making us tired. It literally, like, you'll sit up at night knowing that your butt should be in the bed sleeping, but just the bioluminescent light on your eyeballs is just activating the reptilian part of your brain to say that it's time to stay awake. And then you know, the pictures of your ex-girlfriend from high school are activating your fight or flight response because you thought about that stupid thing you said in ninth grade. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, you know, and it's tiring. It's tiring. It's very tiring, okay? It's very tiring to constantly have your brain on. And, but like, what's the solution? What's the solution? And time makes fools of us all, right? So I guess that's a fancy way of saying there is no solution. But I was on Reddit one time and somebody commented, you can't add days to your life, but you can add life to your days, you know? Like, realistically, in order to do the things that actually activate you as a person, like things that are actually good, things that are rejuvenating, that give you energy, you're gonna have to be extra tired for, unfortunately, right? You know what I'm saying? Because like, I've noticed that going to the gym in the morning, that's the lifestyle for me. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm energized, you know, I feel accomplished. I get to feel better than people that are asleep at 5 a.m. I'm at the gym, yo. I'm going hard, yo. Right? But here's a challenge. In order to establish that habit, I really needed to like be very, very tired, like a lot, and then wake up in the morning and then fail. And I'm not even saying that like I get it, I'm always up at 5 a.m., you know, I need a rest. But, you know, it required me to sacrifice energy in order to build my reserves, to build my stamina, you know? Another thing is making sure that you're not expending energy in ways that are not giving you a good return on your investment, right? Because like, I make content, right? I have a couple of different channels. I have a stream, which has like a TikTok associated with that. I make music content, and now I'm kind of experimenting with whatever this is, right? When I kind of just left it to my own devices, I was like, okay, I want to do all these kinds of videos in a day, and I have roughly the right amount of time, so I'll just kind of do it whenever I feel it. You know, doing it whenever you feel it, it just guarantees that you're going to be tired later, because if you have the energy and the thoughts in your brain, the internal resistance that you're feeling, that's your energy to go do that, right? But you can also use your energy to keep it bottled inside, and it's just going to wreak mental havoc on you later. So do things when you have energy, so that way later you're not tired. So you're not tired. Also, kind of spinning it back around to the gym thing, but like, your diet is a really big part of it. You know, I'm vegan, so obviously I'm better than you. Haha, I'm joking. Not really. But, you know, you really need to be like consuming like healthy foods, you know what I mean? Things that are from this earth, things that aren't heavily manipulated or processed, because, you know, all these like sugars and fats and delicious things that make our foods like so. And look, I'm not RFK, like I'm not claiming to be a health expert or anything, but I think we can all agree that it's like we're supposed to be consuming more natural things, right? So if you're consuming natural things, even if you're not like a full-on vegan, but like you're like cooking at home, like you know what you're putting in your body, like, and it's not commercial food, it's like food you made with your own hands. That's inevitably gonna make you have more energy because you have better fuel. You know what I mean? You have better fuel. You got to put diesel in a motherfucking BMW because that's what the car requires. You know, it's a very important machine, you know? So that's another way to kind of skirt being tired as well, you know? And I think Rest is Resistance, you know? I didn't read that book, but I read the first page of it and it changed my life, yo. Rest is resistance. That's my personal truth, yo. When we're resting, that's when our bodies are recovering. You know, a good way of thinking about it, and again, to bring it back to the gym, your muscles aren't built in the gym. They're actually built while you're asleep. You know, that's when your body's recovering. That's when your body's taking time away. That's when you're actually doing the most work, right? So denying yourself rest is ultimately denying yourself growth at the end of the day. And there are nights where you have to just power through and kind of get it done, you know, but your body knows. Try not to abuse it, right? I've been up for like the past 36 hours. So don't be like me, but, you know, energy is a powerful resource. You know what I mean? Energy is a powerful resource, and it comes from a metaphysical plane. You know, your drive to survive. You know, your will to live. Like all of this stuff is an infinite energy source. That as long as you're tapped in with it, as long as you're tapped in with where you want to go in this life and what you want to be and how you want to use the infinite source, whatever it is. If you can access that mentally, then your body will get in line. You know, there's no reason to be so sleepy. But yeah, that's pretty much it.